Let's see how to pin the ends of bars and define a fixity for element ends in StruBIM CYPE 3D. We find both options in the bar menu at the top of the interface. First, we select Pin Ends. With this option, we can enter pin connections into the ends of bars, which allow full rotation in all three directions of the space, including turning on their own axis. If we click on the center of a bar, the program will enter pin connections for both its ends. On the other hand, if we click on the end of a bar, the program will enter only one pin connection for that end. In the model, the pinned ends are represented with blue circles. To delete the pinned connections, we click on the center or the ends of the bars again. The following option is Fixity at Ends. It allows us to define the conditions of total or partial fixity at the ends of an element in the two local XY and XZ planes. We select each element one by one or use the crossing method and confirm the selection with the right mouse button. In the pop-up window, we activate the Assign XY plane and Assign XZ checkboxes to indicate the local plane of the element where we wish to modify the fixity conditions. We will use the columns on the right to define these conditions, both in the origin of the element and the end of the element. In each of them, we can choose between the definition of the fixity coefficient or the rotational stiffness. The fixity coefficients can assume values between 0 if the end is completely pinned and 1 if it is completely fixed. The intermediate values correspond to degrees of partial fixity. By default, the program assigns fixity coefficients equal to the unit to each bar. If we wish to define an elastic internal link, we select rotational stiffness and type in its value on the right. We click on the Show Detailed Information relative to the use of this dialog box button in the top right to get more information on the consideration of the rotational stiffness at the ends of the elements in the design model. Finally, we click on Accept. The program will display a text with the values entered at the two ends of the bar for the XY plane and for the XZ plane. We can also consult this information in the table that appears when passing the mouse pointer over the elements, in the Fixity at Ends section.